around. All right, we are back and we are live. And as you can see, the merged tribe is filing in behind me. We are headed to Tribal Council, where yet again, someone will be voted off and 9 will go down to 8. We are just filing in here. The players have had about 15 minutes to have some conversations and try and figure out this vote. All right, oh Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna try and walk backwards so you guys can see them better. So everyone keep your fingers crossed for me that I don't fall. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, y'all are walking so fast. This is fine. I'm not even gonna try jogging backwards because that will not work. No, you're fine. Y'all just keep coming. Looking fabulous, everybody. Okay. Oh my God, I'll just scamper ahead. This is gonna be great. Okay. All right, and everyone filing on in to Tribal. And here we go. Oh my God, I'm out of breath from that 7-foot jog that I just did. Okay. All right, everyone filing in. All right. From here?
Do you see them? Can you run, John, quick?
All right. And we are just waiting on the members of our jury to join us.
Just sit and think about what you've done.
All right. We are live at Tribal Council.
You can slide it a little bit. There's no rules. Well, there are rules.
It's a bold claim to make here at Tribal. Oh no.
We got a moving camera first.
Man, where is Robbie when you need him? With a little, he normally has a little Tic Tac pack or a Gatorade top. Let's see.
Oh, to steady it?
Yeah.
I thought you had the jury. They're at green.
Oh, that's where she went?
Oh, okay. A little production miscommunication, but don't worry because the jury is on their way. They were at a different camp than was realized. All right. We can probably wad up this water bottle too. All right, she's fine? Okay, cool. Yet again, taking a look at the pond, you can see the little droplets hitting the water. It is raining a little bit here, and hopefully that is all, but we will see.
Who does and doesn't have a raincoat?
All right. We are...
They're coming. We're ready.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. They're walking down.
All right, and we are just waiting the arrival of our first 2 members of the jury. They are going to be making their way down soon.
Everyone quiet? Oh,
All right. And let's see. All right, and here come the first 2 members of our jury. Caitlin and Ciara voted out at the last Tribal Council. I don't know if I was supposed to say that or Cam. I'm sorry.
And we will now bring on our jury. Caitlin and Ciara voted out at our last Tribal Council.
I'm sorry, I panicked.
You got a lot of dead space to fill. All right, final 9. Congratulations. This is a big moment. I mean, the game is getting pretty close to the end here. I have the results of that touchy subjects quiz that I'm going to run down. I think we had some interesting answers at that last one. I'll start with you, Justin. You got the necklace around your neck, and based on some of these answers, that might be a good thing. Let's run down them. Who mistakenly thinks they're in charge, who is the most intimidating, and whose game do you respect the least? some tough answers to have your name written down for, so I just want to give you the floor to talk to the rest of the tribe, to talk to us about how that made you feel, how you would address those answers.
I'm honestly not surprised about the thinking that I was in charge one. I kind of had that understanding and feeling that was what's going on. But there's no animosity towards anybody. I know that a lot of people strategically answer on that so they don't give too much information away. So there's all kinds of factors that go into that. So I don't take any offense to it.
Okay. Did you try to work to counteract any of that, or are you going to take that into account as you move forward?
I just take it as comic relief, honestly. At this point in the game, I'm still here in the game, and I respect my game, and that's all that really matters. So that's where I'm at with that.
It's a good way to approach it. Waylon, the complete opposite of Justin. I believe of the final 9, you were the only person to not have your name as one of the answers to one of these questions. Do you find that a good thing, or?
I didn't even realize that was a thing. No, I thought there was a couple other people who didn't get mentioned. But I guess it's a good thing. I mean, maybe extremes they can be labeled both good and bad extremes, whether you're the best player or labeled the worst player. So I think, there's pros and cons to not being mentioned. Maybe I'm not doing enough.
Yep. Okay. Chris, got a pretty good one here. You got, whose game do you respect the most? That was you, Chris. I mean, speak to that. I mean, does that put your haunches up, or are you proud of that, or how do you feel about that?
That makes me feel good, actually. People respect my game. It means I'm playing a pretty good game. I've tried to be genuine, work around camp, work hard in the challenges, and I've tried to touch bases with everyone, learn about their families, where they're from. Yeah, I'm not surprised that people respect my game, because I've tried to respect everybody else's as well.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Survivor is a cutthroat game. Are you worried that if people respect your game, that's a bad thing?
At this point, if you ain't got that necklace around your neck, you've got to be worried.
Okay. Rob, you had the necklace last time. You don't this time, and you were voted one of the 2 people who was on track to win this game. How do you address the tribe on that one?
To be honest, I was completely blindsided by that. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I'm just curious how you would address the tribe on that. How do you feel,
Yeah, like I said, I didn't expect to win that one. The one that I did expect to win was mistakenly running the game. I voted for myself on that one. But no, I think at this point, there's just so much. Everybody's communicating with everybody, so everybody's telling everybody something, one thing or another. And at this point, if you feel confident with your group, I feel like there's something that's bound to change in the next round. Maybe somebody wins immunity, or somebody speaks to somebody really quickly and finds out a piece of information. I mean, if people are lying, there might not be enough time to corroborate that lie or try to figure out if it's actual fact. So, all I say is just, stick. I guess my message would be try to, best think of what you've had previous success in, who you've trusted in the past, what has kind of brought you, a correct vote or safety in the past, and I guess use that as, the barometer for what to do this time. Because, I mean, I honestly have no idea what's going to happen. It very well could be me, either way, it's going to be an exciting vote, I think.
Okay. Angela, you had 7 correct answers. That was tied for the most. I believe there's 8 or 9 questions, so you only got 1 or 2 wrong. What do you feel like that says about your ability to understand the dynamics of the tribe right now?
I'm really surprised. I think a couple of the questions were pretty predictable as far as what the majority would think, but right after the challenge I said it was really hard to think about what each individual person would answer, so I'm very surprised that I got that many right. I think part of it was luck, and part of it was having a little bit of a thumb on what people were thinking.
Okay. Steph, do you feel like the answers that we heard in this, challenge changed how you're planning to approach this vote in the next couple of votes, or did you feel like nothing was surprising out of this?
Not too much surprises out of it, in my opinion. But I think that it's. I think Justin mentioned it. I think that who knows like what people's perspective is if they really were honest in what they wrote in that paper. So can't really go based off of that.
Do you feel like the answers on this paper are going to affect how the jury perceives people's games?
I think the jury also understands that these questions may be answered honestly, or and sometimes they're not.
Okay, I'll just tear this up then, throw it away. We don't need to listen to it. Barry, you were one of the 3 that were voted who is your closest ally. Are you proud of that? Is that something that you've been preaching to these people here?
No, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily proud of that. I think it's when you see your name on a positive one, I think it puts kind of a target on you, which I'm sure several people are feeling with that. So it's like, I guess it's nice to hear, but it's also a little scary too at the same time. It's a mixed bag.
Okay. Albie, you had your name written down 3 times. I think you were tied with Justin for the most in terms of the answers here. You had tied with Rob for who's on track to win this game, who's your closest ally, and who would never survive on their own. So kind of 2 very different sides, but how do you feel about kind of having your name said for those type of things?
I actually liked it because I kind of felt like Morgan from the Beauty Tribe, just like I was the first one in my sleeping bag. I don't think I touched the fire once at camp, and I'm most on the track to win. That's awesome. But then like Damien came to me and was like, "Oh, you got that question? I'm gonna be voting you." I'm like, "Oh, so clearly it made me a target." So
you're getting votes at this tribal council.
yes.
Okay. Do you feel worried? Do you feel like you have enough people on your side, or?
I hope so.
You hope so.
Because I'll have their backs.
Okay. Damien, that's an interesting strategy to be very direct with someone about what name you're about to put down on the parchment. What made you do that?
Yes, I haven't lied yet.
You haven't lied yet. Do you feel like it's necessary to lie to win the game of Survivor?
It's not worth it to me to lie to win the game of Survivor. So, it's not my thing.
All right. I respect that. All right, that's all I had. Anyone want to have any final words? No one looks at me when I say that. Everyone looks away. All right, Damien, you're first up.
As though you're a teacher and you're going to call on him. All right, and away goes Damien, casting his vote. We're going to go ahead and step away as the rest of the tribe will eventually be voting. We're going to chat about what we just heard. I'm keeping my face like this in case they can somehow see on this like tiny screen, but what was the end of that? Okay, oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk. I'm so excited to talk about this with you guys. I normally have a terrible poker face, but thankfully in all the tribals, I've like kept it like, I'm sorry. Okay. Whoa. All right. So I'll be calling Damien's ass out for Damien coming and just point blank being like, that's a problem that you're gonna win. I'm voting you. Really, really bold strategy by Damien to not lie whatsoever. This is Survivor, and wow, but staying true to himself, so that is his choice, and that is not what I would do. But that is fine. I am not playing this game. Whoa. Oh my god. And so, okay, we have a lot to talk about. So sorry. I'm sorry. I'm cracking up at Cindy's comment on more of the survivors, please, instead of the commenter. Unfortunately, if we were watching the survivors right now, you would just hear a lot of silence. They are not allowed to talk during tribal council when they are counting their votes. So this is just going to be a fun way, as there is literally kind of dead air time at this time, to just talk through some things. So for those of you joining us, this is how it works all day. They will be, as they are voting, we'll step away, we'll have a little chat. It's your time to ask any questions you want, and if I have answers, I will answer. So this is our time to kind of get more into the minds of the survivors and know a little more about what's going on. So let's go back to the tea that I forgot to spill this morning because I completely forgot. My poor little addle brain did not remember. So I was wrong about the idol stuff going on. So there is actually, there are now 2 idols that players have. So as we talked about, unfortunately for Albie's clue was that he got in his cereal box was just no longer important because his idol would have been hidden at the next immunity challenge that had to be taken away. But that idol went back into play, and it was hidden, unbeknownst to me and a lot of players, under the torches at Tribal Council. So last Tribal Council, on their way out, Waylon actually found it. There were no clues, there was nothing going on. Waylon saw it and grabbed it, and now Waylon is in possession of one of the idols. And yesterday, you guys have been voting on fan favorite all week long. Hundreds and hundreds of votes were cast, and Angela was the fan favorite that won and is still left in the game. She won an advantage, and her advantage is in hidden immunity idol as well. So Angela has a hidden immunity idol, and Waylon. So our 2, oh my god, I'm gonna get chills saying this, our 2 last remaining OG pinks both have idols in their pockets, or down their pants, or wherever they're hiding them. So super exciting. Yeah, I'm like, I'm so excited about that. I couldn't wait to tell y'all. I was very shocked when Brandon told me. So yeah, so yay, very exciting. We love an underdog story, and it's super fun. As far as we know, no one has gotten the idol in the pond from exile. But we did see Damien apparently was up early this morning and was following a member of production out to their car because he saw them and thought that they were hiding an immunity idol. So he was kind of hiding behind trees down the path, and once he was kind of, you know, questioned a little bit about it, that's what he said. So really cool that Damien was looking. Damien actually came into this as not a huge Survivor fan, but actually more of a survivalist and loves like the outdoor elements and everything. So to see him like get that fire inside of him that he wants an idol, like he's busy looking, like that to me was really awesome. So, you know, Survivor, you know, kind of grips us at different times, and you know, it's just really cool to see some of these players that didn't originally come out here with a love of the game, obviously developing that over time. And it's gonna like almost make me cry, so like, yikes. And so, yeah, so I don't know. I do not know if anyone went out to the pond earlier this morning or late last night. We did have a full moon. Someone called it a super moon, but I have no idea if that's right or not. But it was bright AF last night. I could not believe that you could see our whole camp all night illuminated by just the moon. So there definitely would have been enough light for people to like walk away from their merge camp and out to the kayak and go get that idol. I do not know if they did it, but that would be really cool. So yeah, so lots going on. A little bit of speculation among production trying to figure out what will happen. We do not know if OG Pink will stick with blue or will flip over to green to vote a blue. I have no idea. Obviously, the only thing that we know concretely, or at least according to Albie, is that Damien is putting his name down. So I don't know if Damien has rallied the rest of his OG Green tribe to do that with him or not. The rest of OG Green being being Rob and Chris. I think, yeah, and that's it. So, all right, and I am being summoned back over to Tribal Council, where we are going to get the vote momentarily. All right, the votes are being counted, so we are back with a little time to spare. Survivors have all voted and are just awaiting the results. All right, some of them starting to notice that back comes Cameron, and that means the votes are making their way into the Tribal Council area as well. Whew.
Okay. Anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play one, now would be the time to do so. Okay, I will read the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person will be asked to leave the Tribal Council area immediately. First vote, Albie. Second vote, Rob. Third vote, Chris. That's one vote Albie, one vote Rob, one vote Chris. Fourth vote, Albie. That's two. Fifth vote, Rob. Sixth vote, Chris. That's two votes Chris, two votes Albie, two votes Rob. Seventh vote, Chris. That's three. Eighth vote, Rob. Ninth vote, the 15th person voted out of Can You Survive 2021, the third member of our jury, Rob. That's four, that's enough. Rob, the tribe has spoken.
All right, and we will follow Rob down the way. We're going to get some last words with him, so you will hear from him momentarily. Yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're gonna walk on down the way. Once we get a little farther, we'll get some last words from you. So you'll get your time with the viewers, and then I'll have a couple questions for you to kind of round things out. If you need to take a little time first, feel free. And all right, cool. So let's go maybe to where it kind of, yeah, just anywhere. Maybe over here because there's less rocks and it'll be a little more comfortable to stand. All right, so everyone very devastated in the chat. Lots of very sad emojis. Sad to see you here.
I appreciate the support.
I am sad to see you here because you were my first winner pick. So yeah, but very proud of you. Anyway, so this is your time. What's on your mind? What would you like to share before I, ask you a few more things?
Okay, before I talk about the vote, whatever, this is all cliche, but what a wonderful experience. It was beyond my wildest expectations. People were great, production was great, Brandon was great, everything ran very, very smoothly, very well done by everybody. I know kind of what it takes to run these kinds of things, and you guys just took it to a completely new level, so, claps all around for all you guys. I'm really, grateful to have been picked to play and have lasted to the merge. I made it to the merge, I have a say in who wins the game, and that's as much as you can ask for, so that's kind of my opening thing. As far as the vote is concerned, I kind of expected it. Yeah, cool. I kind of put a little bit too much trust in Damien. I mean, obviously they were all playing Chris and I like the whole time, which was fine. But Damien having said that in tribal council, I haven't lied yet, and I'm going to vote for Albie. So unless Chris voted for me, which I doubt it, that means Damien lied. So who knows? Maybe Chris did vote for me, but either way, well played on their part. I think they might have saw me as a challenge threat. I'm not sure. And they kind of took this opportunity to get me out. I was loyal the whole time. I contemplated voting for Chris and opted to not do it. I couldn't put myself to do it. And I threw my vote for Albie, and that didn't work out. But I'm totally satisfied with the game that I played. It doesn't look like Green's going to make it to the end, so I don't really know who I'll be rooting for. But like I said, it was a great experience, and I'm proud of the game I played.
Awesome. And speaking of being proud of the game that you played, definitely lots to be proud of. You gave it your all in so many of the challenges, twice collapsing to the ground from all of the effort you exerted. You made it to day 4. You lived in these elements. So we just love to hear from you. What is something that you're most proud of about yourself from this game?
Well, just very quickly, the second time I collapsed was a little bit of an embellishment. The first time was real. The second time I was like, oh, okay. All right, let me just lay down here. Hopefully I get some sympathy or something. But what am I most proud of? Yeah, I mean, I am honestly shocked at how well my body responded to just the grueling. I had a few cups of rice and some snacks and just water the whole time. And I feel perfectly fine.
Wow.
I had some headaches. I had a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of back pain, but other than that, I felt really good. And yeah, I mean, I came into this knowing that I wanted to give my all in the challenge. I mean, for me, that's the most fun part. I mean, obviously strategizing in school and all, but for me, just being able to compete in those challenges, like the teamwork that was involved. I wish I'd stayed a little longer for a few more individual challenges, but so I think just going all for it in challenges, that's kind of what I'm most proud of. And a few of the puzzles I helped. I know that I helped my team win, so I think that's what I'm most proud of.
Awesome. And I know you've touched maybe a little bit on this, but what was maybe a favorite moment or a favorite memory or favorite experience that you had out here?
I mean, it's going to sound cliche, but just getting to know everybody and kind of their families and their stories and all that. I mean, it was really nice to kind of just step away from everyday life with your phones and all that. Another cool moment was the first day when we did the fire making challenge, and Damien just hit the axe on the piece of wood. It just exploded, and we're like, all right, we're good. That was the highlight for me. That was super cool. So I think those things, and then challenge wise, I mean, I was just kind of in a zone, but I don't think I put myself in the zone. I think I was in a zone by default because my brain thinking was constantly deteriorating. It was just okay, I kind of have to be in this zone. I wasn't hyper focused. So the tiebreaker puzzle where I got it in 2 seconds, that one was pretty cool.
For sure. Yeah, we saw someone described it as you were vibrating when you saw what it was going to be because you obviously knew how to do it.
Yeah. So I had done puzzles like that in the past, and I just told Chris, okay, just let me handle this one, and then I did it. So super proud of that, and yeah. That's kind of what I took away.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Before we let you go, obviously we're playing for a great cause. So if you can just share with the viewers one more time what that is, give them a shout out, anything you'd like to say.
Yeah, I'm playing for St. Jude's, a hospital that, doesn't charge any of the parents of their kids who have cancer. And so I thought, what a great cause to help everybody who kind of needs a helping hand. So that's what I was playing for.
Yeah, absolutely. Great cause, and congratulations on raising quite a bit of money for them. I'm going to leave you with one of our lovely production members, and we're going to take the live stream away, but this is not the last you will see of Rob. You will see him at every tribal council, including the final one.
Thanks for the support, guys.
All right, and we will bring you on back. Yeah, so Rob just voted out. I am bummed. Kind of, he was an incredible challenge threat, as we all saw, and obviously they took their shot. Really excited to see if Damien actually lied, and that whole thing with Albie and Damien is just for show. That's definitely something that Albie is capable of doing. So we will see. So we will be setting up for the next challenge, and we will see you back here momentarily. Keep your Facebook notifications on. Stay ready to hop back on in as the action continues. We will see you soon.